Welcome to the Highly Effective Man podcast hosted by former Navy SEAL turned life and fitness coach. I'm your host, JP Bolwan. This podcast is your resource for unlocking the healthiest, most productive, and highly effective man within you. Let's go. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Highly Effective Man podcast, the show for men who want to reclaim their strength, their energy, and discipline so they can lead from the front. I'm JP Bolwan, Navy SEAL veteran, firefighter, coach, and the man who men turn to when they're ready to raise the standard and take back control of their life. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most common issues that I see with men. They can get going, right? But when it comes to being consistent, they always fall off, right? Discipline always seems to fall apart. So today we're going to fix that. Now, let's talk about why discipline fails. Every man has felt this, right? You're fired up, you crush a few workouts, you eat clean for a week, you wake up earlier than you have before, and then it slips. You miss one day, then it's two, and then next thing you know, you're back to drifting. And it's not that you're lazy, you're just undisciplined when you don't have a system. And let me break down why discipline fails for most men. Number one, you're relying on motivation. Motivation is trash fuel. It burns fast and dies faster. If your ability to execute depends on how pumped up you are, you've already lost, man. Discipline starts where motivation ends. And number two, you don't have an identity behind your habits. If you still see yourself or you talk to yourself as like, I'm the guy that's trying to be disciplined, you're always going to be inconsistent. But when you become the man who follows through, discipline stops being about something that you do and becomes part of who you are. And then number three, your environment is making discipline harder. Now, most men are trying to live disciplined lives inside undisciplined environments. You got your phone right next to your bed or you carry it wherever you go. Your calendar is full of other people's priorities. And you say you want to eat clean, but your pantry is full of junk. Now, discipline is hard enough. You don't need to make it harder by being unprepared. So let's talk about rebuilding discipline. Here's how we fix this. And, I've coached hundreds of men through the same process, whether it's busy professionals, dads, business owners, guys that are pulled in a dozen directions all the time. And this is what works. Step one is you got to anchor your day with non-negotiables. These are your daily habits or your daily standards. Mine are pretty simple, okay? And these are the ones that I'm working on right now, right? Wake up before the chaos, right? So I get up early. Make sure I'm getting my nutrition and my water intake in. Get my number one task completed for the day for whatever I'm working on. And then make sure that I get my morning routine in and my power down ritual. That's it. There's no gray area. You either did it or you didn't do it. Because discipline loves clarity, right? It's a yes or no answer. Did I do it or did I not do it? And then step two is to track the streaks, okay? Not perfection. And this is a mindset shift that changed everything for me and for the men I coach. We're not chasing perfect. We're about stacking wins, right? And if you hit your non-negotiables 3 days in a row, that's a streak. If you go for 5 or for 7, that's a win. Your goal is to keep showing up and keep the streak alive. And here's the proof. We talked about this in my highly effective man community or in my inner circle. I made a post about the power of streaks and the response was awesome. Okay, guys started sharing about their streaks, right? My buddy Chris talked about, man, JP lied and said it was a 28 challenge and here we are almost 9 months into it, from meal prep workouts to journaling the hits just keep coming. Another buddy, Todd, he was like, I'm on a 115-day logging food streak, right? And he's still at it. Even though he had pneumonia recently, he still logged everything while he had it, right? And he's still getting better. Another guy, Bob, he said, the streak for me has been working out. He's like, due to my schedule, I commit a consistent time, but I always get one in, right? That's the power of streaks, right? And it's awesome because they build momentum, and momentum beats motivation every single time. And then step 3 is to set traps and buffers. Don't trust your future self to do the right thing, right? He's tired, he's stressed, and he wants comfort. You know that. Set traps to make success easier and failure harder, right? Put your phone in another room at night. Schedule your workouts like they're meetings. Prep your meals in advance. You're not just grabbing whatever's convenient, right? Lay out your gear the night before so that you don't have to think about it. It's just right there. You get up, you put it on, and you're out the door, right? Discipline is built in preparation, not in the moment, right? We don't always make the best choice in the moment. And then step 4 is to get around men who do not miss, right? And this might be the most powerful piece of all, right? You either rise or you fall to the level of your environment. And the people around you, if they are skipping workouts, eating trash, or complaining all day, you will too, guaranteed. But if you're surrounded by men who execute, who raise the standard, and who push each other, you have no choice but to elevate. And that's what we've built inside the Highly Effective Man Inner Circle, right? It's a brotherhood where discipline is the baseline. It's not the exception. Okay, so rebuilding starts now. And here's how you can start rebuilding today. Pick 3 to 5 non-negotiables. Make them simple, clear, and something you have to do daily, right? You either do it or you don't. And then track your streaks. You can use a whiteboard, a journal, an app, whatever works, but just track it. And then set one trap this week. Make it harder to fall off. And number 4, get around winners. Join a circle of men who are sharpening each other. You weren't built to do this alone. So just to recap, remember, motivation fades. Okay, systems and identity, those last. We want to get streaks over perfection. And discipline is built in preparation. You need a brotherhood where execution is normal, right? Discipline isn't about punishment, it's power. And discipline is how you become the man you were meant to be. So if you're tired of falling off and you know what to do, but you can't seem to stay on track, then DM me the word discipline on Instagram at The Highly Effective Man, or you can go to higherlevelcoaching.co to learn more about the system and the community that we've built. You don't need more hype. What you need is a mission, a standard, and a man who are going to hold the line with you. Let's rebuild that together. Thanks for listening to the Highly Effective Man podcast. If this episode hit home, share it with a man who needs to hear it. Leave a review, and remember, when the standard slips, so does a man. But when the standard rises, your whole life's going to follow. So let's sharpen the blade. Until next time, lead yourself, lead with discipline, and never back off from who you were built to be. Let's go. Thank you for listening to the Highly Effective Man podcast. If you enjoyed or learned something on this episode, do me a favor and share this with somebody who you think needs to hear it. And one last thing, if you want to work with me as your coach to help you get fit, be more productive, and in general, just be the most effective version of yourself, head over to my site, higherlevelcoaching.co. Once again, that's higherlevelcoaching.co, and schedule a call with me there. Thank you again. Let's go.